Well, hello and welcome to Always the Wild Ones. My name is Vanessa Lee and this is part 2 to my summertime houseplant tour. We are stood here in my hallway, which is what we're going to be looking at today. If you haven't seen part 1, that is all about the plants in my living room and the plants in the kitchen. So you can watch that after this one or whatever. Yeah, so we're going to be doing the hallway and we're going to be looking in my bedroom. I don't have a lot of plants in my bedroom. I just have propagation boxes and some plants that are kind of struggling that I'm just keeping an eye on. I put new plants in there as well sometimes, just to keep an eye on them and see if they've got any pests and whatever. Okay, let's get started. I can't wait actually to show you. The sun is in the right spot. It's perfect. I think now it's like midday. I kind of missed that morning light, but 12 o'clock again, it's bam, it's straight on this area. And then again at about 3 o'clock. Yeah, let me show you everything. So I thought I would start at the window, which is facing the shelving that you saw just now. This is a, what is it? It's a southeast facing window. So I've got most of my succulents here and I've kind of made 2 like gardens in a pot. So yeah, let's start with this one. This is like a burrito. I think it's a sebum, yeah. I absolutely love this plant. I try not to touch it because it does kind of fall apart. They're fairly delicate. Actually, is it that delicate? I don't know. But it has grown like a beast. It's massive now and it's spreading out inside the pot as well. This is kind of fairly recent new plant. I've had this burrito, let me see, definitely about a year. I would say about a year, maybe under a year. I actually don't know the name of this Echeveria. These two obviously have their own names, but they were both bought at the store that I work at and I absolutely adore them. I really wanted that purple colour against the sebum burrito, like the minty green. I think that's just such a cute little combination. And then we got a little flash of orange and green there. This plant here is a money plant. I know it as the jade plant, but a lot of people that come into the store ask for a money plant. So let me just point at it without falling down the stairs, that one. And then those 2 that are standing up straight in the back that kind of have a red stem and little green leaves, I bought from the pound shop. And I actually don't know the name of that one either. So yeah, I mean, I would say that succulents and cacti are very, very new to me. And yeah, I'm still learning. Another Echeveria in flower. Check out her flower. Are we gonna focus? I don't think so. Okay, maybe I'll take her down so you can have a look. And then we've got another jade plant here at the back, and this dude is called, oh, what is he called? I think something wart. I'll put the name up of that kind of twisty looking. We're not starting off very well with the whole name things, but just wanted to show you the window in particular. This one is a peperomia. And I actually grew this from just like 1 leaf and it has just got nuts. And I can honestly say I've only had this about 6 months. Well, maybe 8 months. But yeah, I barely water it as well. It's amazing, this plant. Absolutely love it. And it just looks so cute right there. This is a candle stick plant and it's that knobbly one. I'm looking forward to it kind of branching out and doing some additional branches. Maybe I should propagate this in some way so that I can get some more stems. But yeah, it's very interesting. It did flower. Those are busy falling off right now. And this one was actually given to me by a subscriber. And this was actually given to me about 3 years ago. It's exactly the same size as, I mean, like it literally has done nothing. I might try changing the soil because all of my other succulents and sansevieras and cacti are in a cacti soil. I mean, she's cute, but I would just like her to get a bit bigger. I mean, look, there's probably maybe 2 new leaves there, but for 3 years worth of growth, I find, I don't know what to think about this plant. But it lives here in this little syrup can that I washed out. I mean, it's not a perfect fit, but still it's good for now. And yeah, that's those dudes. This is my Oxalis triangularis. It was looking a lot prettier, but these leaves are busy dying off now and preparing for some new ones. And I've put it in this high light area. It was in the living room, which is when it was pushing out these really long petioles or stems. But now that it's getting higher light, you can see that they're much shorter, which is what I wanted. So I'm really happy with where this is going. So this growth here, the long gangly bits, were growing in the living room, and these fresh new bits were growing here. So I'm really happy with that, dude. When it comes to watering with these succulents, I was using this Echeveria on this plant as kind of like the, what do they call it? I can't remember the term, but as a signal. So when that one starts looking soft, that's when the whole thing gets watered. And then again on this side with this plant, this pot, I go by this one. This is the first plant that will start showing signs of needing some water. And I think at the moment I'm doing it every 2 weeks. It does feel like I'm watering them every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's every month, once a month, but it really depends on what the weather has been like, because there's no cover, like there's nothing filtering the light here. I might actually, I think there's like a spray that you can put so that it's kind of a bit more, I don't know if I want to do that, because then it's going to make the light subdued for everything that's on the shelving. But anyway, let's move on. Waffle on for ages. I need to speed this up because my part 1 was very, very long. This was given to me by a subscriber, and oh my gosh, I couldn't actually believe that they sent me this plant along with a whole bunch of other plants, which you will get to see some of them just now. This is a Hilda Winteria, and then a very long name at the end. It's a monkey tail cactus. I think most people will know this as, and it's super fluffy, and yes, it is fluffy to the touch, but you wouldn't want to brush it upwards, like, you know, like how you would not want to stroke a cat the wrong way. It's very similar, and I actually put this in a chunky aeroid mix. It's not in a cactus mix, so it hasn't done anything good or bad. This, I'm so proud of this, another peperomia. It is the Hope. Is it called Hope? Yeah, I think it is. And it's got these gorgeous, like, kind of circular, very succulent like leaves, and it has been just going nuts. I'm not entirely sure if it likes the highlight. It was actually, I mean, it has always been in highlight, but I don't know if that's its thing. But it seems to be happy. I mean, I do worry that some of the leaves are a little bleached. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe they're meant to be darker, I'm not sure. Let me know, guys. Next is a Dressiana. This one is the Marginata, I think it's, yeah, Marginata, or it's known as the Reflector. I put it there because I just kind of ran out of space. I don't think I'll be leaving it there, but it's kind of cool. I do like it, but yeah, it's definitely kind of getting kind of burnt on the one side, so I don't know. It might have to be moved, but I do quite enjoy it there. I actually had this was a cutting from a huge plant that I had. I've had this plant for since 2018, so what's that? Ooh, 6 years, wow. Yeah, so you'll get to see the other sections of this plant, and yeah, there's another little one in there. Let's see if I can get round. Yeah, just there. And I'm trying to get this one to kind of bend. So it is bending, but we need to kind of get it to bend this way now. I probably spent a little too long on the one side, but that's that dude. And it is in a chunky aeroid mix. I'm definitely watering this one every 10 days to every 2 weeks. Try not to go too nuts with my Dressiana. I'm not sure it's Dressiana or Dressina. Let's say Dressina, because Dressiana sounds a bit nuts. Yeah, I do know that you can have a terrible time with this plant if you overwater it. So yeah, that's that dude. And then right beneath those plants, the sun isn't on them at the moment, but they actually do get some really lovely hits of light throughout the day. This one is my Epipremnum Marble Queen, and I put it onto a moss pole, and it is definitely sizing up. And look at these leaves, how bright and white they are. I'm very happy with them. And yeah, I put this one in the shower. I do that every 2 weeks. The pole is actually kind of moist because you can see there's some water in the cup there. And that's pretty much all I do with it. There's not many roots in the base of the pot. And I think the base, I decided to put soil for some reason. I do not know why I did that. Yeah, oh, there are roots. There are. Okay, so that's probably why I went down the route of putting in some soil. We do have leca balls at the bottom, and this is a no drainage pot. It's inside a terracotta pot because I just don't want it tumbling down the stairs, so like it's just to kind of make it secure. But I'm really looking forward to this one sizing up, and because it has the light above the plant, it's got to encourage it to do that. Decided to put my Monstera albo. This is the very first one that I bought, I would say 2 years ago. I think I've had this at least 2 years. I will put the correct date up if that's wrong. It might just be a year, but in my mind it feels like 2 years. And this thing has done nothing other than I've lost about, I'd say 3 leaves maybe. As you can see, we were having some beautifully fenestrated leaves. This one also gets a shower, and I'm still getting that. If you've seen part 1, you'll see the other albo that I have. This one is getting a little brown on the edge, and it tends to get ignored, to be honest, and this one probably isn't getting showered as often as the other one. Yeah, so let's see, where are these leaves? So there was this one, then this one, so it kind of went juvenile, then it kind of matured up a little bit, and then we got a super juvenile one. I think this one was kind of like around autumn last year. Again, maybe autumn last year. And then the first leaf of the season in the hallway is this guy, and I'm really pleased with that. We've got like almost a half moon. So yeah, I've struggled finding the right light for this plant, and I think now it's happy. I think I've finally found the right place. And in my mind, this area doesn't seem very high in light. but it does get direct light, like kind of maybe 4 times a day for about 10 minutes. So it gets like hits of sun, and I don't know, maybe it likes that. So I'm just going to leave it there. Let's move on. Okay, so we are looking at the shelving, which is directly in front of my front door. So this is what greets me home every day. And oh my gosh, I love them. I love seeing this when I come home. And then up there you've got those ones. Okay, so let me show you what's going on. This plant here is a tetrasperma. I think it's a Rhaphodora tetrasperma. Probably saying that wrong. I grew that from a wet stick. Check it out. It's in this really cute little Buddha pot, which I bought from the pound shop. And it has just exploded this year. It's been growing from a wet stick for 2 years. I think it's about 2 years. It feels like 2 years. It may be a year and a half. Next is my Florida Ghost. This one I bought as a tiny little pup. It was a tiny little baby, and all the original leaves are gone. They've croaked it, they're long gone. And I've never had white leaves since the pup version of this plant, even though it's getting a lot of highlight. I am struggling. I haven't worked this one out just yet. Do have another one of this plant in the living room, and I am thinking of putting the two together. You'll see the other one in part 1 of my summertime tour, plant tour, if you haven't seen that already. But yeah, I might put them together. Next is a new plant. It is a ficus, and it's my very first ficus. Very proud of this little baby. This leaf here is a new one. It grew here in my care. I'm really pleased. As you can see, there's a new one coming. And we've got plenty of roots. It's in no drainage, in a chunky aeroid mix. Seems to be loving life and gets a lot of highlight here along the bottom. Next is a spider plant. I actually had the mother plant just kind of outgrew my home. It was taking prime location. We couldn't have that. Got way too many plants for that. So I took a pup, and it's actually in a chunky aeroid mix, probably not the right mix for it, but I'm happy to just water it more often. I just do it once a week, to be honest. Yeah, that one gets watered about once a week. Then the ficus, the Philodendron Florida Ghost, and the this plant. I probably water these every 10 days, I would say. Sometimes every 2 weeks, definitely in the winter, less. So that's the bottom shelf. Oh, and then here in the corner, I have a very brand new plant. No one's seen this plant. It has been living in my bedroom. I bought this from my store as well. Yeah, I bought this from my store about 2 weeks ago. We have like a really cool sale on. And yeah, it's my second ficus. And it's also got that pinky vein that runs down the center. I love the toughness of the leaves. Look at that one. So pretty. That would make such a beautiful design for a shirt or something, I don't know. Look at the splashiness of that one. It's a really pretty plant. I must remember to turn it though, because I got a feeling it will start bending towards the window. But yeah, my second ficus, also a drought tolerant plant. It's currently in the soil that it came in, which you can see is just a cocoa core. It's just cocoa core. This one we'll get a repot. I've got a load of plants that I need to do a repot. So expect to see a video on repotting very, very soon. Just like a care day, basically. Pop you back there. Let's go up. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to start here actually. This is a plant that I grew from a cutting. Last year I was given like, I don't know, 2 or 3 leaves. It is a Maranta and it's the variegated version. Obsessed with this plant now. It's been on the struggle bus for a very long time. Ooh. Okay, almost fell down the stairs. Yeah, it's been on the struggle bus for a long time and we are getting like some, I might treat this one for pests because the leaves have been doing that. Don't like that. Yeah, I've tried it in pon, didn't like pon. I put it in a propagation box at one stage and it hated that. Very, very fussy, funny plant, but now, and it was pushing out these tiny, tiny little leaves. It was like this, the whole plant, that would have been the biggest one. And they would just kind of do that and then melt off. But we've finally got to a stage where the leaves are getting bigger and maturing, and I'm really just loving this plant. I'm really pleased that I didn't give up on it. It's back in soil. Well, back in soil, it came as a cutting, I put it in pon. It's never been in soil. This is the first time it's been in soil and yeah, it's loving it. So not all of your plants are gonna like, oh no, did something break off? What is that? Oh. Yeah, not all of my plants like pon. When I first got pon, I just went nuts. I wanted to test it out on everybody. But yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know. Let me know your experience actually with pon. Have you found that it works with some plants and not others? Or is that just me? Down here is my Christmas cactus. I actually bought this around Christmas time, so I've only had it 6 months. And it seems to be doing very, very well. It's called a Schlab Bangara. It produces a white flower, which is why I bought it, because I just love that white flower. And I thought it was going to push out some more flowers, but instead we've got like these additional little leaves, which I'm not mad at because that means it's kind of going to start hanging maybe. But yeah, you can see like the fresh new ones on the tops. Really interesting how it grows. It's like got a little double one there, 2 growing off that one. Yeah, I did put it in a chunky aeroid mix. It's kind of got a mix of desert mix in there as well. And my plants, especially the Hoyas and the Ripsawus, tend to like the no drainage situation, and which you can clearly see from its root system. Now, when it went in, this is not what the root system looked like. It was tiny. It was tiny. And yeah, now it is just full of roots. Check it out. I broke my part because I picked it up from here. But anyway. Oh, is that a flower happening? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, interesting fact, or something that I've been told about this plant, is that if you want to get it to flower, you need to change its location from high light to low light every 6 weeks. So 6 weeks in high light and 6 weeks in low light. I can't imagine why, I don't know why that would happen. And I don't know how that would happen in its like kind of natural environment, but interesting, none the same. Right, let's move on. This plant, I actually need to get a new ID on this plant because I've been calling this a pilocarpa for the longest time. When I bought it, it came in like a little 4 centimeter pot, so it was tiny and it was much fluffier. So I just kind of thought, okay, it's pilocarpa. You can kind of see it is fluffy. But yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. I was going to go onto Facebook and ask quickly on my Ripsawus group. I'm a member too. We've got nice little root system in there. And I put it in this vessel that I bought from my store. But it says the Natural History Museum. Well, it says the Natural History I'm guessing you can get these from the Natural History Museum. But I've also seen these vessels in like kitchen shops. My daughter's in town at the moment and she loves to cook, and so we've been in and out of a lot of kitchen shops. So now I saw these vessels, so that's the only reason I know about kitchen shops, believe me. I am not the cook of the family. Okay, moving on. We have another Ripsawus. This is Ripsawus elliptica. It's in a desert mix and in no drainage. Another one of my plants from a subscriber, which came with no roots, and I can't actually see any roots in the vessel, but there are roots in there because, well, it's firmly in the pot. And yeah, I really love the little fishtail look. It's so cute. And actually, let me just give you a little backstory, because quite a few of these were on my wish list, which is where the subscriber that kindly sent me these, she messaged me and just said, oh, you know, a lot of your wish list plants she actually had, and she was downsizing, so she sent me some, and this is one of them, so I'm really pleased to have this. Let's move on to the next one, which was also given by the same subscriber, and this is a Ripsawus pilocarpa. I at first thought maybe this was the Horridius, but I think the Horridius is slightly chunkier. Got loads of aerial roots, and I think I saw roots the other day on here. Are we seeing some rooting there? A little bit. Ripsawus do tend to grow fairly slowly, and their roots are quite minute. They generally are quite small, which is why I'm always surprised when I start seeing like crazy root systems, especially since I've put them in the no drainage. Behind is a plant I've had for about 1.5 years, possibly almost 2 years by now. Maybe, yeah. It came in a tiny, tiny little pot also, like a little 4cm pot. And yeah, it's just exploded. It did very well in the winter under plant lights. We've got some really cool roots. It's in a desert mix. And this vessel I actually bought from my store, and I just love the square vessel. Well, it's rectangular, but I like the flatness with everything kind of falling over. It gives me waterfall vibes. So for that reason, that's why it's in there. Did I say it's Ripsawus Macratha? I think that's his full name. Behind, this is just a cutting from my Paradoxa minor, which I'll show you just now. It's got roots, it's fine. It's not very interesting looking. This is another donation, kind donation, Ripsawus Pumisdicius or something like that. It's written there, Pumisodicius. Okay. Came again with no roots, and we are seeing roots in there. And we're seeing also lots of aerial roots. So very happy plant out here in the hallway, getting some really lovely light. But also this is the coolest area in my home. And I actually moved all these plants recently strategically for winter. I want them to survive here in the summer and stay here in the winter. And these plants can tolerate lower temperatures, so we'll see. We're just beginning to get the sun, so hopefully they'll not burn. I don't think they will. I think they'll be fine. This was on my wish list. It's Nepenthes Gattacomments. I think I've said that right. It's written there. And it's the Curly Shirley one. She does have a lot of roots going on in a desert mix. And when this one flowers, it's got a beautiful orange flower. It's my favorite color, actually, orange. Yeah, so that's that dude. and it's been here with me. These guys, this one, who else? And and the elliptica, all came from the same subscriber, and I've had them rootless, growing roots for 3 months, just under 3 months actually. Let's go up to the next shelf. We've got some more Ripsawus. This one is Agadonesis. And I think this one's going to be really impressive when it gets a bit bigger. I think that's a new growth there. It is. Oh, that's really good news, because I actually couldn't find any roots in the pot when I was looking at it. Oh, hang on. Isn't that a root there? Okay, I'm happy. And we've got like a little leafy thing growing right there. So I'm really happy with that. Pretty. Okay, try not to stand you on top of that plant. Next. Now this one is also, I've only had 2 or 3 months. And as you can see, there's the name. I don't actually remember the name. Ripsawus Heves Azomondi. And it's very chunky. I've seen this. I did check this one out. It does look very impressive when it gets more mature. So definitely one worth checking out. It's not very impressive at the moment, but keep an eye on this. It is going to be a beauty. It's going to be a stunning one that I'm going to love, I can tell already. Behind we have a, I think they were known as Sansevieria, but now are known as Dristina, and it's the starfish, and it's got a little pup next to it, which is looking just so adorable. Next to that is a string of turtles. I actually just had like a string about that long that I found on the floor at work, and I rooted it in water, and this is kind of what I have now. It's not in the right soil though. I've tried a couple of different types of soil, and it's now in a chunky aeroid mix, but I think I'm going to change it to a really basic. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. We'll figure it out. We'll get there in the end. But at the moment, it's doing all right. It's kind of tendriling, and I mean, I've been trying to wind it back into the pot, but as you can see, the bits that I've wound back in have not been happy. I've gone a bit yellow. This is just like a cactus I got for Christmas. It was a present, and I thought it was quite funny for maybe some obvious reasons why I thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah, it actually has grown quite a few more bobbly bits. It only had like that taller bit and this one, and I think it had 2 little balls either side. So we've got 3 extra little balls. I probably should repot this actually. I mean, it's almost busting out of that pot. Okay, so that's that dude. This is just a cutting from my Hoya Linearis. I have a lot of cuttings. I actually sold some cuttings of this as well. Much longer version of that little baby, but I just like little dinkiness. Little dinky plants. I do love a dinky plant. Okay, moving on to another Ripsawus. This one is Rhipstus Chefery. Yeah, Chefery. Interesting little vibe. Also came in a tiny little 3 centimeter pot. We've got it in a no drainage and plenty of roots. And yeah, it's quite a thirsty little thing, and it does like to be misted, although I haven't been doing that. And yeah, it has exploded, and it has now just started tendriling. Well, I mean, it's kind of standing upwards at the moment, but it will start flopping down. Next to that is this tiny, tiny little pot. This had a candle in it. one of my favorite scents. And yeah, I decided to put this little Schlab Bangara, what is it? Schlab Bangara. Yeah, Schlab Bangara. I never quite know if I'm saying that right. And it's actually a clone, and it's from Brazil, and this was sent by a subscriber, the same one, and it's her favourite one, and I feel very honoured that she gave it to me, and that's the name, Luleto Casa 1000, and it's a clone, yeah. And I was instructed to put it in pon, so it's in pon, and it seems to be doing all right. It's rooted. Behind that is my wow fin, which is just, I mean, I keep taking the pups out and it just keeps growing new ones, so I've just left it. And it actually has a new pup on the way. I don't know if you can see that. Check that out. So yeah, I was really hoping to get the larger one to get bigger, but then it just pushes out another pup, and yeah, it just stays the same size. But anyway, moving on to my Philodendron Brazil. Now this one I am so proud of. I couldn't be more proud. Oh, the sun's gone in again, because it almost croaked it. It looked hideous. If you look in, I don't know which video it was, I'll show you. I'll put it in the description. This plant looked hideous. It looked so bad. It was in pon and clearly didn't like the pon. I put it in soil, and literally a week later, the leaves are all bouncy again. They're not so wrinkly. It was growing just these tiny, tiny little leaves, and I can already see that we're beginning to get larger ones, like this one. Really cute. Really, really, really pretty. Yeah, these are quite new. Let's see, where's the end? Where's the end? Yeah, that was its latest one. So it's definitely sizing up again, which is nice. And yeah, just goes to show not all plants are going to enjoy the same substrate. Well, I mean, obviously, but I mean, philodendrons tend to be quite tough. And I have had philodendrons in pon, and they've reacted very well, but not this dude. This one, I don't know, it just didn't like it. Moving on. Oh, we need to go up. The last shelf on the top. Should we start over here? This is Nepenthes angelica. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It looks pretty drab at the moment, but it's busy making a comeback. I had it in this area, which was just, it scorched it. It was way too bright, and it showed me, it spoke to me, and this is what it said. That's it speaking to me, yeah. It said, I don't like that area. You need to move me, and you need to move me quick. Otherwise, I'm just going to start doing it on all of the leaves. And then I saw that leaf, and then I was like, okay, no more, no more. This one is bouncing back. It was beginning to happen on that leaf, as you can see, but it's bouncing back. Yeah, 2 leaves later, I finally listened to this plant and moved it. But it seems to be much happier. I did actually repot it as well. I just wanted to look at the roots. Some of the roots were looking a bit dodge, and I trimmed those off, and yeah, it's now in a no drainage, so hopefully we'll start seeing some great growth, especially with the roots. It has been growing a lot on top. It's a much, much bigger plant now. I bought this last year, February, so we're now in June, so it's 1 year and 4 months, and it is, I would say, I don't know, 3 or 4 times bigger than what it was when I bought it. Very, very proud of, especially with the plant that I had no understanding of and didn't know what it wanted. I'm pleased it's still alive and actually has grown. Next is this dude. I'm going to just move it from here because otherwise it's going to be hard for me to show you. How stunning. Oh my gosh, are you hugging something? Yes, you are. No. Okay, there we go. So I put, this is my Ripsawus Paradoxa minor. So it's the more slender one. Check out the lens. And yeah, I put it in this jug, which I got from the pound shop. It's in a chunky aeroid mix, actually. It does have some desert mix mixed in with the aeroid mix. I've got leca balls at the bottom to create a reservoir. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. And again, loads of aerial roots, so the humidity is clearly high enough. And that seems to be what it likes. I'm probably watering all of my Ripsawus. Sorry, put it back, it's heavy. Yeah, I'm probably watering them all once a month, and if it's balmy hot, probably every 2 weeks. Something like that, but I generally just go on how I feel. I'd like to say it's once a month, but it is probably just under once a month, like every 3 weeks. Okay, next, another Ripsawus. So you're kind of seeing a theme here. All my Ripsawus are out here, purely because they like the lower temperatures. Yeah, this one is my Ripsawus cerascula. Again, came so tiny to me. It's about 1.5 years maybe old. Not the fastest grower. Again, put it in a nice rectangular vessel, but you can see those roots. So I'm quite happy, even if to me, this plant has grown like crazy, and it's massive compared to what I started with. For you, it probably just looks like a tiny little plant, but she's getting there, guys. Next time you see this plant, it's going to be overflowing with love, and oh, I just love it. I don't know what it is about Ripsawus, but I just absolutely love the vibe. It's got jungle vibes, but it's also got like a real, I don't know, like botanical. It's just everything to me, just everything. I guess because they're a little bit nuts looking, aren't they? They're very wild. I do like wild looking things. Yeah, cutie. Moving on to my new plant. I've only had this for under a month. I have repotted it. It's in a desert mix. I know this as the African milk tree. It does have a super long, beautiful Latin name that escapes me right now. But I'm absolutely loving the redness. I don't know, there's a little bit of a theme with my collection that you will find a pop of red every now and then. I do love, look at those little leaves that are growing. They're all kind of crumbling off at the moment. I think it's just working on its root system. But I love this plant, and I can't wait for it to just get nice and big. It can maybe stand in the corner over there and just grow up this wall. Oh, I'm very excited about this plant. And it's got like quite an interesting print going on. Yeah. I'll give you some updates if it does anything interesting, but for now I think it's just busy working on its root system. Next to that plant is a bamboo stick, which I bought from IKEA and is not happy because it's not getting the light that it wants. I'm going to have to put it down somewhere a little lower. It exists on just water. This is how it came to me, in water. The roots are fine. Oh, it's hitting the ceiling. Let me put that back down again. Yeah, the roots are good. And that's all I've got to say about that plant. I just kind of like it next to the Mira, really. That's pretty much the only reason why I have that plant. But yeah, and it's good luck, right? It's lucky bamboo. This plant is a Ripsawus. I didn't actually have an ID for this for the longest time, but I do now know it is a Trist prismatica. think that's right. Ripstus Chefery prismatica. I've got it written here. Yeah. Yay. I do love this plant. When I first bought it, I loved it for the kind of squareness of these. I don't know, what would you call these? Leaves? I don't know. But after doing a little research, actually, this plant will start looking a bit more nutty. Like, can you see the end bits have like lost that squareness? Let me put it against the white wall. But yeah, you can kind of see it's losing that boxiness about it. And then it just kind of just looks nuts, apparently. Well, I mean, from what I've seen. Who knows, maybe it will grow nicely into something, but I don't know. I didn't like the photographs that I saw of this plant as a mature plant, so I don't know. It might be gone one day and replaced with something else. Next is my Hoya Linearis. Let me show the length. I've had this one for a year and a half. Maybe a bit longer, actually. Maybe a bit longer. I'll put the time up if it's been longer. And yeah, it's flowered multiple times. It's living in this square vessel, giving me waterfall vibes. And it seems to be loving the no drainage. Well, all my Hoyas do. It's in a chunky aeroid mix, and look at all those roots. It's exploding. It probably does need a larger vessel, but I think Hoyas tend to flower more when the roots are nice and tight. She's so pretty. Check out these leaves. So they've got like a fluffiness about them. And the flower is, oh, it's so delicate and smells of lemon. It's a very pretty scent. In fact, you can see that there was a flower there, but I think I might have forgotten to water it and it's just dried up. But generally, when this plant is really underwatered, you'll see that it will get wrinkly. Oh, what's that? Yeah, it'll get kind of wrinkly, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Behind, we've got another starfish. This is the other part of my Dracaena, the Marginata reflector or whatever. And it is in pon. I cut up an old olive, like plastic olive oil bottle for this guy, but you can see the roots. And when I'm ready to put it into something else, I'll just cut it out of there. Below we have, let me just swing round, another Ripsawus that was given to me by a subscriber. It came with absolutely no roots, and I was very worried about this plant because, as you can see, it's really quite delicate. Sorry, the light has gone again. I'm gonna have to do something in editing. But yeah, it's quite delicate, and these bits just fall off when it's thirsty. It had no roots, and I just, you know, I didn't know. It's my first experience with propagating, really, with Ripsawus. And then I spoke to someone that came into my store and told them that I had this plant. Oh, I've not told you what it's called. It's called a Ripsawus terres polyformis. Polyformis. I'll show you the tag just now. Yeah, and they were like, oh, it's so difficult to root. And I was like, oh no, because it was already kind of falling apart. But as you can see, we've got roots. We've got lots of roots. Lots of roots. I'm so proud. Check it out. They're just everywhere. They're everywhere. Everywhere. I couldn't be more proud of that. Let me just have a look at this name. Copiliformis. Am I right? Yeah. Copiliformis. Boom. So that is the hallway done. Let's go and have a look in the bedroom. Okay, so we're in my bedroom on the other side of my bedroom where all the plants are. And sorry about the flashing, those are my plant lights. They, to the naked eye, they don't look like that. They don't look like they're flashing. But anyway, I'll probably turn those off. Let's start with this plant, which is a Calathea Tristar or Tricolor. And I've had this plant for 3 years. Yeah, I mean, it looks better from a distance, but it's really pretty. It's a very pretty plant. I do very little with it. There's a new leaf coming through. Got another new one there, so it's happy. It had a shower earlier. I do like to give it a shower because it can get a bit dusty. And yeah, I just find it, out of all the Calatheas, one of the easiest. Check out the back of the leaf, one of my favorite things. Absolutely gorgeous. Up here I have a Skindapsis. Oh, sorry, this one's in soil. It's just in a coca coir mixed with perlite and a bit of bark. This one is my Skindapsis Silvery Ann. It is in pond. It needs water. It's been empty for a while actually. I don't know. This was one of my favorite plants. I was obsessed with this plant. Even before I saw it, I knew I wanted it. And I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. And actually even now it's a difficult plant to find. Even though it is actually it's a very common plant. Some people know this as a satin pothos. That's what it was once known as, but it's but it's actually a Skindapsis. Yeah, I cut it recently. It's been really long and tendriling, and since it's a plant that you can't find, I did some cuttings, made some plants and gave them to friends. I sold some. It's fairly easy. It does like highlight, and it's just kind of underneath this light, which is a northeast facing window. For no particular reason. It doesn't have a pest or anything, it's just there. This guy is recovering. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I did one on rescuing 2 plants, 2 philodendrons out of pond into soil. It's still kind of battling, to be honest. It's been about 2 weeks and it's still not entirely happy. This is my favorite philodendron. Or maybe I should turn that flashing light off. Hang on. Is that better? Okay, we'll just do something. I'll try my best to do something in editing. But yeah, this is my favorite trailing philodendron, the lemon lime. And I took her out of pond and I chopped her up, and I mean, she's been doing okay. I actually wound a piece in and I've pinned it in, and it's kind of being held down also by those little stones. So far so good. So far so good. Yeah, I think everything's okay right now, but I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, and with it being in the bedroom, it's not getting too much light. The sun does come, the sun does kind of sweep across here. It's a bit cloudy at the moment, but it does get like a nice amount of sun right there. Okay, over here, where to start? Let's start with this one. I actually don't know the name of this. I'm gonna have to write it up. I know that it's a philodendron, and the name begins with an A and it has a T after that, and that's all I know. This was actually given to me by a friend. It is in a chunky aeroid mix. She grew it from a cutting, so this is like the part of the cutting, the longer leaf. Check out the back of the leaf, so pretty. It's got that kind of Spiritus Sancti vibe about it. Let's just move you. Let's move you here. And then after that, obviously from the cutting, the next leaves are smaller. It looks a bit thirsty actually. I have put some sphagnum moss, which is very dry, around some aerial roots. This leaf came like this, like it was busy unfurling, and that's what happened. Hopefully the next leaf will look a bit better, but I think what I need to do is actually just chop this plant and just grow it separately. I might chop it in several places and just start again. And to be honest, yeah, it's been struggling. I've been worrying that from looking at this leaf that it had a pest, so that's why it's in the bedroom. So that's that dude. And it just lives there. When the lights are on, it's getting enough light from that. Another struggling plant. Can you believe, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, you would have seen that I had last summer a full pot of this beautiful ZZ plant. It's the Raven. I love the darkness of the leaves and everything, but I don't know, I just don't seem to be getting the watering right. And I've lost a lot of the plant. We do have roots in there. What I found is that this plant dries out very quickly. Not quickly, but I know, like it's a plant that you should only be watering once a month, but I'm definitely doing it more often. But if I do it too often, then the roots will either dry out really quickly, or if I water it more often than it wants, then they'll just go soggy and fall off. So yeah, I'm struggling with that dude, and it just lives there. Next is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. This is just like a pup that I saved. The main plant has long gone, has left the building, and I just kept this pup just to see if I can get back what I had. I had a beautiful large cutting. Well, I had a cutting of a leaf that was quite large, and then the next leaves came out. They were massive as well. It was a beautiful plant. I mean, it had about 5 leaves, but it was massive. And I'm now starting from baby form, which is fine because it's not like I have a lot of space here anyway. Next is my string of hearts. Now this string of hearts generally lives in the hallway, and it really loves it there. It's loving it here as well. I wanted to kind of wrap it in and get it to grow a little bit more into this sphagnum moss, and underneath there's like an aeroid mix. So yeah, it's just it's also quite a messy plant, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but it is very pretty. It flowers, and then those flowers drop off and stain your carpet. Well, that's what happened to me. But yeah, it's looking kind of pretty. I've got loads of other pots of this plant that I've given away, and I do have a tiny little pot of it, some cuttings growing here as well. Like you do, like when you have a string of hearts, it's like you end up just having multiple plants. But it was really easy to grow the roots. I think I grew the roots in water, and then I potted it up, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's doing all right. Behind I had this Skindapsis exotica, and I chopped it up, and these are parts of the plant which I'm going to put back together in a pot. So that'll be with my repotting video. So I've kind of taken 4 pieces of the plant. Here's the other bit, and I think I'll keep that. But in this propagation box, I have a load more of this plant, which I'm gonna sell eventually. And then I've got some more of it up there, so I don't know, maybe I'll put 6 plants all together. But yeah, she's a pretty plant. She's been getting a lot of highlight. It does seem to like highlight, but maybe this is a little too excessive for it. Maybe I'll try and lower the light a little bit and move them somewhere else. I just need to get them potted up. Up the top, I have some more plants that I decided to take out of the propagation boxes and just get them used to like normal environment. And I'll be selling this, which is an Epipremnum Marble Queen. Sorry, brain is going dead. And I've got 2 pots of that. There's another one. She's looking very cute. And then these 2 Skindapsis, I've actually already got 2 people that want those. So they'll be going to a new home, or maybe I'll take something out of the box. This I'm selling also. It's another part of my Clarinervium that I rescued. I sold one part already, which had 4 leaves. This one has 3 leaves, and then this new leaf that just popped out. Look how perfect. So it's happy, but I mean, like, it's not in the best light, to be honest. I mean, it would probably be happier somewhere else. So yeah, and so that means I still have another plant, another part of this plant in my living room, and another Clarinervium. So I'm keeping 2, and this one has to go. This is my other Maranta. Now, I think I did tell you that I was struggling with this plant. Let's get it in the light. And yeah, it's kind of doing that thing where it just yellows. It doesn't stand up at night. Actually, it has started standing up recently. It has. And I'm getting these new leaves, which are quite interesting, with a redness to them. And I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe it's the light, or I actually don't know why I'm getting that pinkness, but I'm loving it. I'm all for it. But again, we've got some struggling bits. It's in quite a large pot, actually. It's got a lot of roots. Let me see. Oh, it needs water. Check it out. Look at all these roots. So, and it's growing out at the bottom. And I don't really want to put it in a larger pot because it's not, it doesn't look like a large plant. We have got a new leaf coming, so that's good news. And it just kind of lives there, so it kind of gets light from when the boxes are switched, when the lights of the boxes are switched on, and here as well. So I don't know, I might try putting it somewhere else, or maybe I'll repot this one as well and just kind of separate parts of the plant and have a look at the root system. I don't know, that's for another day. Next, oh my gosh, and this I got as a cutting at the same time as the other Calathea, so you know, like 6-month-old little baby. This is quite an old plant, actually. I've had this for easily 2 years. It's a Skindapsis. No, it's not. It's a Syngonium. It's a Syngonian albo, and I've noticed the leaves are starting to look a little yellow. So it went back in the bedroom and was treated for pests, because it's definitely not a light situation. Let me just show you some of these leaves. So, oh, I love these ones. So pretty. It was pushing out a lot of white leaves at one stage, and so I was kind of like, oh, I need to put it in low light. And then even in the low light, it was pushing out white leaves. It was very bizarre. Oh, I think, do we have one there? No, we don't. We don't have any white leaves now. So they all croaked it. But look, it's a little bit deformed, but they're so pretty. Look, that one's turning upwards. Funny little dude. Yeah, so this was kind of like one long, I had like 2 long stems that were just growing upwards, and then I chopped it up. so that I could make a fuller pot. So I'm trying to, as soon as it starts kind of growing upwards, like you can see with this one, it's doing that. And I could actually cut it and then propagate and put it back in the pot. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with it. But I would like to see this yellowing disappear. Don't like the look of that. It's a bit of a thrip magnet, this dude. Just looking to see if I can find anything. What is that? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any pests on it, and like I said, I just sprayed it down and put it in the bedroom. Okay. Do you want to have a look in the boxes? Let me just drag the boxes out and I will show you what's going on in there. Yeah, so I've got like this whole system of how I put the lights on the box, and I thought I'd just show you how I do that. Let me just bring you a little bit forward. Yeah, the lights are literally just balancing in between two stacks of books like that, and then I'll just put a heavier one on top just to, if I want to stand anything else there. So the first box, oh my gosh, I haven't been inside these boxes for a couple of months, so I don't know what to expect. Oh, it looks quite cool. It looks good. I wonder if I should take the camera back off the stand. Here we are. Oh my gosh, we've got a new leaf coming. So this is a fuzzy petiole. This is a splendid. I've got a couple of splendids in there. Is that a fuzzy petiole? No, that's a splendid. That's a fuzzy petiole. Oh, that looks gorgeous, that leaf. More fuzzy petiole. Really pretty. Some splendid, looking like she wants to climb out of the box. Well, they're looking so healthy. Look at this one. Okay, we need to get ready to sell these guys. They're doing so well. This one, maybe, this one has never looked amazing, but yeah. But this guy, I mean, its previous leaf was so tiny. That is amazing. I'm really impressed with that. And then we've got a very tiny, ooh, like that. A very tiny Melona chrysum. Check out this dude. Oh, her leaf was completely upside down. Got another splendid. Looking a little bit wonky. She was squashed in the wrong direction. So I'll just make sure I put it back in properly. Put it like that. It's very wet in there. Have a look at this fuzzy petiole. Oh, the new leaf is just everything. Look at that. It's so cute. And fuzzy. Oh, she's adorable. Yeah, they're all doing so well, and we've got a new leaf coming right there. Okay, let's have a look and see what's going on in the other bowl. So everyone looks fairly moist. We've got lots of roots going on, so no complaints. Just hope we can get them all back in again. Get in. There they are. That one looks a little bit bleached. A little bit. A little fuzzy petiole. Okay. And then the next box. Let's put you over there. Or let me just take all this stuff off first. So yeah, the same kind of thing. Little books either side. This box is stacked. So yeah, as you can see, we've got some more Melonochrysum. Oh my gosh, what am I seeing here? Okay, I need to drag this box out, hang on. Okay, I got the box out. This is looking so impressive. It's quite moist in there actually. That's good, because they need water. Okay, Melonochrysum is looking fairly good. But what I wanted to show you was my little elbow. My Monstera albo, which is grown from a cutting. I don't know, maybe I should take it out of there now. Got some great roots. Looking very, very good. Oh, sorry. Squash that other plant. I do have another one in there, which is this one, and it's really taking its time. The roots look fine. Don't really understand what's going on. This is a little Philodendron Philodendron gloriosum, not looking happy at all. Yeah, it's not looking very happy. Might have to take that out. Got another one right there, which seems much happier. And then some more Skindapsis. They're looking very, very good. Yeah. I'm well impressed with this though. That's very cool. So we have finally got to the end of this video. Well done if you've managed to get this far. This is my second summertime tour, so I'm very excited that I got the thing completed, because I do know that, gosh, I've probably doubled the amount of plants since my last one. So yeah, it feels really good that I finally got through them all and pretty much remembered most of their names. I think maybe one or two or three or four that I couldn't remember, but I will put them up. I'll put the names up, the ones that I forgot. Yeah, do let me know if you enjoyed the video by giving me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, especially you guys that are returning but not subscribing. I'd love to see you here again. And yeah, I do plan on doing some additional videos other than my Sunday one. So if you don't know, I post every Sunday, but I will be doing some like kind of during the week. I have my daughter here at the moment, so we have been getting up to a lot of things that I've been posting on Instagram, and I have now started posting on TikTok. So Always the Wild Ones on both those platforms. Do follow me over there as well, because we've been going to some really interesting sites around London, and I've been kind of focusing on like green spaces in cities. So if you want to have a look at that, you'll find me over there on those platforms. What else has been going on? Oh, so much has been going on, but I haven't actually bought any new plants. I haven't been into a plant shop other than the one that I've been working at, although I'm on holiday right now. So I haven't been in any plant shops. I might do a plant shop video. If you have any suggestions on videos that you would like to see, do leave that in the description box. No, not in the description box. Leave that in the comments. Do leave that in the comments. I'd love to know. And if you'd be interested in me going to like a proper plant shop, like a brick and mortar plant shop, let me know how you feel about that as well. And I think that's everything. So I'm going to let you guys go. Have a fabulous week, and I will see you here again very soon. Switch on that notification bell.